through the middle. He's irradiating that at Mutalisk, just preempting the Mutalisk attack with along with the plague combination. Not seeing too many medics. There's one medic, two medics. There, the medics coming up to the rear. Okay, that's good. Plenty of Marines. Hopefully these Marines should be able to slaughter this group here, but if Plague goes off, and Plague and Swarm combination, that's ugly. And Ultralisk biting in the arse, so that's unfortunate. A massive army by Strelok is going to be lost here. That's really awful. Just because of Chosen's good maneuvers there, bringing the Ultralisk behind, and that's just preventing the Marines from retreating after they've been swarmed and plagued. So Hive Tech is really seeming to be kicking Strelok's ass at this point, and he's been using his vessels fairly effectively, but maybe not effectively enough, and not keeping them alive effectively enough to really survive this onslaught. And it's just becoming really tricky. Every time Strelok builds up a large force to move out and do some serious damage, he's just losing it because of that serious Hive Tech with Defilers and Ultras. And there's another play going down. Strelok having to lose more men and pushing back. So this is just looking like it's a real struggle here for Strelok. Just again, got to give the advantage to Chosen. Seems to be sort of coming back into this game every so often, thanks to his Hive Tech. He's not even needing to use Scourges very often. It's just because of that Plague and Mutalisks, which are really doing the most damage. And Strelok seems to be losing his vessels to means other than Scourges because of that. Marines just peppering this last Ultralisk. He's taking a lot of casualties, and he's losing SCVs as well every so often as soon as those forces manage to get into his mineral only. Strelok doesn't seem to have much else going in the way of expansions, except down here looks like he's beginning to start something. He's got an engineering bay building in the choke point, so he's got a few Marines there too. Hopefully he'll be able to get some economy back up and running thanks to that 6 o'clock. As long as Chosen doesn't really realise that and bring a swarm down there to neutralise it. Chosen's definitely got this bottom right expansion up and running again, so he's doing well. Yeah, both players are heavily upgraded at this point. Got two Ultralisks sitting around. I think they're really there to just pull into the flank on the Marines once they get swarmed again. So that is a good move there by Chosen, I think. Strelok again with a large force ready to move out, and Chosen definitely has some troops to defend. So it's again looking like a very close game. I mean, it's definitely not a one-sided game. I'm just hoping that Strelok manages to keep that expansion up for long enough to really just carry the win. Because if he loses it, it's going to be trouble. Expansion heading out to the top left, that command center is floating over. He's actually mined out as mineral only. So Strelok is only relying on that one base, and hopefully he can hold that top left. But it's going to be very hard for him to push out and hold the 6 o'clock, as well as the top left, the 10 o'clock. So I'm just a bit worried that Strelok's just in a very bad position here. Oh my god, attack coming in, and he's just been completely surrounded by Zerglings and Ultras. Oh, this is awful. He's dematrixing like crazy, irradiating and so forth, but that army's just wiped out another big Strelok army. So Chosen actually just comfortably taking each of these battles, and that seems to be what's getting him ahead here. Is just winning every battle that is important, and really feel like Strelok's against the wall at this point. Just not able to build up a big enough group of forces, and he hasn't decided to go tanks. And because of that, he's had to rely on his vessels, but his vessel use just hasn't been quite effective enough to stop the Ultralisk Defiler combo. He hasn't been able to get enough energy, so maybe Strelok would have been advised to make a lot of tanks instead. The trouble is that you really need a lot of expansions and stuff to keep that combination of tanks and Marines going. It really pays to have expansions secured, and at this point he's only on one base, so one gas vent which is not depleted, plus one mineral patch. He hasn't been able to secure that top left, and how can he with those troops there just threatening to attack him from every other angle? I mean, if he moves a large army there to defend, then Chosen's just going to be able to attack him at a different point. So yeah, tough situation for Strelok. Irradiate going now, and here come the Scourges finally, and they're gonna really wipe out these vessels like no tomorrow. Oh, that's just unfortunate. Looks like little pockets around the map of troops for Chosen. little pockets of them, and he's starting to run out of reinforcements. Finally, we've got a dropship attack coming up from Strelok. This is maybe something he should have tried earlier, so we might be able to see something serious going on there. But I'm just really worried about this Defiler, which has showed up at the 6 o'clock. The Defiler's going to be able to get a swarm off, and Strelok's failed to irradiate it, so very unfortunate there. We got Zerglings streaming in. The Marines are going to be able to kill the Zerglings, but that Lurker's eventually going to be able to knock out that engineering bay, and more Zerglings will be able to come in and knock out the 6 o'clock. So this looks very bad for Strelok. Unfortunately, for Chosen though, Strelok's got a dropship attack to take out the 12 o'clock. So that's a very good play by Strelok. Marines just slaughtering the drones now, and drones have decided to burrow. That's a great move by Chosen, and Strelok doesn't seem to have realised this. He must have been looking at somewhere else on the map, and fair enough if you're trying to macro and micro as fast as you can. But the Marines only need one scan to take out the drones, and Strelok doesn't seem to realise that. He's too busy with the fight going on in the middle of the map, so all of those drones there are ready to be killed, but Strelok's not going to be able to do that. I hope that he moves a science vessel up to the 12 o'clock just to accomplish that, and that should be able to sort him out once and for all. Ooh, trying to catch a breath, guys. This game's really exciting. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can, but it doesn't seem to be enough to keep up with all of the action. Well, Strelok just trying to regroup in the middle of the map here. Both players are struggling to get enough forces. Strelok's left 2 Marines up the top there. Another dropship full of troops. It looks like it's going to be headed to possibly the bottom right, or the mineral only, but it's moving through a group of troops, and Chosen's probably going to see this when it crops up. Meanwhile, these plagued vessels trying to get rid of the threat at the 6 o'clock by dropping off some irradiates. Dropships now are coming in and, yeah, just landing 6 Marines that are able to kill the drones, but Chosen bringing in some troops now, and they're going to be able to take out these Marines, possibly. I'm not too sure. That Ultralisk will anyway. A big group of Strelok's Marines have been forced to retreat again. And D-Matrix going down, so that's going to be enough to hold off the Ultralisks. Very fortunate too that the Ultras are forced to retreat, because that gives the vessels an opportunity to radiate them, so that's very fortunate. Unfortunately, I've just got to use this fortunately terminology a lot. Terminology. God, I'm a mess right now. This game is totally making me go insane. Massive fight, attacking, erupting. Middle of the map, D-Matrix going down. D-Matrix not enough to stop the Zerg onslaught. This army is going to be taken out. Just too many troops for Chosen. Strelok being very accurate with his D-Matrix, unfortunately not pulling a flash and D-Matrixing his opponent's units. And Eraser going down now. And again, Burrow. This is great way to stop the Terran player from walking all over you with the Eraser trick. And those vessels still plagued, so nothing going to happen there. Strelok losing his 6 o'clock. He's just got not enough troops here to defend, and yeah, these Zerglings are going to be able to take out the SCVs is what I'm trying to say. Man, I've just been talking really fast for 30 minutes, so guys, it's really hard to keep up and accurately describe what's going on. Doing my best though. Strelok finally sending a scan up to this 12 o'clock, and he's going to be able to realise that there were drones there all along which he didn't take out, so he's going to be hitting himself. A large group of troops defending the top left expansion, so this could be Strelok's last hope of victory. Got a lot of troops here to, retreat from the Zerg. I was going to say take out the Zerg army, but that's not going to happen. He's got some reinforcement medics, though, so that's definitely what he's going to be able to. That's what he's going to need to be able to stop this Zerg attack. Just again worried about the plagued vessels, and Chosen doing a great job of killing them with the Mutalisks. An attack going in now, so Zerglings rushing in, attacking the Marines, just defending the expansion, and Marines are probably going to lose this fight, hanging on barely. It's got down to 3 Marines left. Medic desperately healing them. Strelok's doing a desperate defense with the SVs as well, just attacking. They may look like they're going to hold this off, down to 3. Oh my god, that Marine survived. And expansion hanging on just barely, and that last Marine taking up the last couple of Zerglings. So that was an awesome micro battle there. Strelok finally taking it out, but not before losing most of his troops. And the second wave of Zerglings coming in now. So that's that hero Marine faltering finally under the second wave, and Strelok losing his expansion. So I'm going to give the game to Chosen at this point. If he can take up this one last group of Terran Marine medics and vessels, he's going to be able to take this game no problem. because Chosen's got that 6 o'clock secured, and he's still got the bottom right expansion. Although Strelok's taking out this 12 o'clock, it looks like he's going to be skull caved by the Zerg forces roaming around the map. He's just going to run out of resources effectively because he's got no expansions at this point, and Chosen just needs to sit back and pull up his units and take care of the vessels, and then he's got this game. Wow, guys, this has been an extremely exciting game. I'm really shattered just trying to keep up with all of the play. Marines just moving around. I don't really know what Strelok needs to do. I guess he needs to micromanage his forces perfectly and just keep sniping the Zerg expansions without losing any units, and that's going to be very, very difficult to do. He's got some D-matrices going down. Don't know if it's going to be enough. It's going to be enough to take out this small group of Zerglings here, but it looks like Strelok's definitely got... Chosen's got some reinforcements. Chosen needs to stop throwing away small pockets of units like this, because... here comes the final killing blows. Here are all of his forces ready to take out Strelok, and this is going to be it. If Strelok loses the rest of his troops to this Zergling army, he's going to be in real trouble, and Chosen